And hello and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this morning's edition of Talking Business with NBB, guys. This is Freedom Friday, y'all, and I'm excited to be here. My name is Eric McKinley, and I am the Director of Program Development of National Business Builders. And if you hear me, y'all, if you hear me, you listening, you already know. If you've seen this show before, you already know you're about to have a fantastic, phenomenal interview with the guest. So as you guys jump on, do me a favor, drop your city and your state. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Like it and share it. And I'm gonna go ahead and tag our guest so she can actually share this to her. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna share it to your timeline, okay?
Okay.
So you can actually have this on your timeline and you can share this with your customers and your friends. So how you doing this morning, Miss Kathyrn?
I am good. I'm good. How are you?
I am better than amazing. I'm better than amazing. I'm ready to roll, man. I'm excited. I want to hear your story, man. We're gonna give we're gonna give people a couple more seconds to hop on, and gives me opportunity to share. So you go ahead and you can share with your social media timeline if you like. I just tagged you. You should be seeing it. You know, sometimes Facebook has a way of lagging,
Oh, yes.
and I am getting a little bit of feedback. So you
Let
may
me put
want
in
to
my
hop in.
headphones.
Yes, ma'am.
I can put in my headphones. No problem.
And yeah, while you're doing that, I'm just going to be sharing with some groups and some pages just to let them know that what we're doing, and to also let them know that every Friday, y'all, like clockwork, every Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have some phenomenal guest speakers on here, some phenomenal business owners on here, and thanks to one of my business partners who's been keeping me, actually a couple of my business partners who keep me on point to assist me in getting this schedule together. Um, I've been having some fantastic guests on here, so I'm excited this morning to hear what this young lady has to say. I'm super duper excited. And the last thing I'm gonna do, y'all, is I'm starting me a watch party because there's nothing like a watch party. People get in there, they see what's going on. I like it when people are nosy. I see we got some people on here already. We got Miss Lilith Lumpkins, Miss Lorraine Bradley, Miss Clarissa Clark. I got a Jesse Williams, Mr. Jesse Williams on. Is
That's
that
my
you?
husband. Oh,
All
yes.
right. How you doing, sir? Thanks for jumping on. Next time, I'm gonna see if I can convince y'all to get on together. How
Oh, we
about
will.
that? All right.
Absolutely.
So, like I said, are you all set? You ready?
Yes.
Oh, it sounds so much better. Sounds so much better. So, hey, I see you got your ensemble on, man. Is it cold in St. Louis?
Yes. It's like 30 something degrees
Oh
outside this
wow.
morning.
Oh wow. I can't do that. Not right now. Anyway, I got to work up to that. But let me go ahead and get started. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're on, do me a favor, drop your city and state, like it, share it, and tag somebody. And I see we have some previous guests on the call as well. Y'all already know what we're talking about. We're talking about business owners. And every Friday, at 8 p.m., 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I like to host and interview and talk about Black business owners. Okay. So this morning we got Miss Kathyrn Elizabeth Williams coming to us all the way from St. Louis, Missouri.
Yes.
She is a business owner, guys. And when I saw her website, man, I was just wow. I was just wow, man. I'm talking about everything is tight. But she's the owner and founder of KLoVeJ Gallery, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And it says specializing for the full figured woman with discriminating taste. I love that. I love that tag.
Yes, sir.
I
Thank
love that
you.
tag. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Are you married?
Oh, yes, sir. I am to Jesse D. Williams, an
Okay,
amazing
that is him.
husband.
That is him on the call. Okay. All right. Good morning, everybody. So, do you have any children?
No, I do not. We
Okay.
don't.
Awesome. Well, that's cool. Enjoy life, man. I'm gonna
Absolutely.
tell you something because once they come, everything is shifted from you to them. So
Absolutely.
enjoy your marriage, enjoy your time, and enjoy your life. So, tell me something. We're just gonna jump right into this thing.
Hmm.
What do you do as far as because I know you're a business owner, but what
Hmm.
prompted you to become a business owner? What actually prompted you to get started in business ownership?
Well, let me say this. I have a lot. Well, I have a host of family members that are business owners. Started from my grandfather, who had three different businesses. He and my uncle helped build the St. Louis Arch. So it started from
Wow.
there. My aunt had a plus size boutique as well. My mom and my godmother were her buyers. So I was born into that. And just to see the plus size industry get lack, it just kind of came from there. Like we can go to any department store and you can pick up small, medium, and larges anywhere, and it looks amazing. With the plus size girl, there's a difference. We
Yeah.
have different businesses that, like, for instance, Torrid Lane Bryan and different things like that, that gears the commercial sense of the plus size girl. And I just remember when I was a little girl, everything was very different, very unique at my aunt's boutique. And that's where it really kind of came from. She serviced the first ladies. She was the first lady herself. So everything was upscale, glitter, knits, and things like that. And just to me, like, I've always been into the plus size fashion anyway. And always been unique and different in what I put on when I dress. So that's where it kind of came from, that
Okay,
whole thing.
awesome, awesome. And before we get too far and long into the interview,
Hmm.
first of all, I'd like to thank God for allowing us to be here today.
Absolutely.
I need to make more of a honest, earnest attempt of mentioning him because this is the reason why we are here.
Absolutely.
There's nothing that's gonna be successful without God in it first. So
That's right.
thank you for allowing him to wake us up this morning and allowing us to be in a good place in our right mind to be able to even connect like this. So
Absolutely.
I want everyone to think that's out there. If you're out there right now, you should be sharing this. You should be listening to this because this young lady, um, even though she inherited the mindset, the concept, she still made something special for herself because that she created her own identity. And that's what a lot of people don't understand or have a problem with doing. We have a problem with creating our own identity. You know, the Bible talks about a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children, and you
Absolutely.
were given just that. So it's amazing that you're following into those footsteps because there's a lot of people out there who
Yeah.
are you know, especially people who look like you and me,
Hmm.
who believe totally that the way to uh, be successful in this world is through a job.
No.
Now I'm not against the job, and I need
Absolutely.
everybody out there to hear me. We got I think that's your bestie on the call, Miss Juanita
Yes.
Robinson. Okay, good morning, Miss
Uh,
Robinson. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining.
that's one of
I
my clients. Hi,
okay,
Anita.
cool beans, cool beans. So it's important that we understand that nobody's against the job, and I truly believe that a job was intended for us to have a way to earn some type of money, so we can create our way, so we
Hmm.
can build our way, using that
Absolutely.
money as seed money. But I think so oftentimes we get wrapped up into that 40 lifestyle,
Hmm.
and
Absolutely.
I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. Everybody should have a business. Everybody
Absolutely.
should own something, but
Should.
everybody's just not mentally cut out for it. So
Absolutely.
we have to condition ourselves and feed ourselves different things, whether it's a small home-based business or whether it's a large, a small business or a large business, whatever you decide to do, we should have something for ourselves. So you have carved out a portion of that for yourself, and you said that you service a lot of first ladies, a lot of pastors' wives.
Yes, I'm really getting into that. I have four that I have done so far, which
Okay.
is absolutely amazing. I love that. But I also service just not them, but I also service the working mom. So on days to where she just may not feel so glamorous, no, let me get you together. Because she's a wife, she's a mom, or she's just a single mother. Things of that sort. So in the everyday average woman, service her
Okay.
too. Or when you want to go out, service that going out woman too. So that date night and things of that sort.
Yeah, date night's important, man. We make
Absolutely.
my wife and I we make a point to well, for me this month's been my birthday month, so we've
Okay.
been date month. But we make a point. We make a point to do things together, and it's important that we don't lose ourselves inside of somebody else. So that's good
Absolutely.
because you help people to actually separate themselves in their identities. So you talk about the plus size figure, the plus figure, the full figure woman, the plus size woman.
Absolutely.
Being in the Black community, black people are built differently, men and women. You know what I'm saying? Men and women, and like you said, that commercial size, where they say, hey, this fits you, but the curves are different. The curves
Absolutely.
are different. So
Absolutely.
let me ask you a question. I don't want to get too personal or make anybody feel uncomfortable, but do you also conduct fittings for women as well, or do you
Yes,
have
I
something
do.
set up to cut? Okay.
Yes, that's one thing that I had a class before pretty much marketing class before I started, just
Yeah.
to see what they expected of me, what they were looking for in regards to prices, price points, what my community can afford, what they will spend, things of that sort. So I had a powwow with a couple of ladies, and just to see and just to let them know. My aunt always did that. It was very important that we knew our sizes, the correct sizes.
The correct
So
sizes. That's
yes.
important
So your
because
measurements, you kind of knew this is what I am, and you carry this little piece of paper just in case, because there's a difference between retail sizes and
and the actual
the regular
sizes.
size. Yes.
Yeah. You know what?
So
I'm gonna tell you something. This is one of my pet peeves. I've been a man for a long time. Okay.
mm-hmm.
And this is one of my pet peeves. There are a lot of ladies. There are a lot of ladies out there who don't know how to be women. I just gotta say this, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And they need this information in order to
Mm-hmm.
allow them to be more womanly. The
Absolutely.
the worst thing that we can see as a man is a woman that walks around and she's not fitted properly. She's hanging
Absolutely.
here, she's sagging there, and
Mm-hmm.
it comes from education. Because
Absolutely.
a lot of moms don't know. A lot of moms don't know because
Mm-hmm.
they weren't taught. And then,
Absolutely.
like you said, you got the mothers, the wives, the single moms. You
Mm-hmm.
got them, and all they just working. They just working.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so they don't have
Mm-hmm.
time to take care of themselves. So, how much pushback do you get from people when you try to educate them on what fits and what actually looks better?
I don't get a lot of negative feedback at all, because I try to be sensitive. I have a way. You can kind of feel their personalities a little bit, what they're not comfortable in, and just trying to make them comfortable to see. Because sometimes what we see, they don't see in the mirror. So I was raised in a older family, so I knew that shapewear was important. I knew that having the proper garments were important. So just putting on shapewear would make the big of a difference, or what we call old school girdle. And sometimes having a slip on with dresses just gives
Yeah,
a smooth, a lot of people don't wear slips. They don't know about girdles, and just and that goes without just being extra small to a 5X. It'll
yeah,
do wonders to your body. And so a lot of women, say, "Oh, I don't need no girdle," or "No, I don't need shapewear," or "This bra, let me just grab that." No shame to Walmart or anything like that. Let me just grab this bra at Walmart, because the last fitting that I had in 3 years ago, I was this size. You may have
well, no,
lost weight or maybe gained weight.
well,
So,
yeah, I'm sure Walmart ain't gonna care. They probably ain't gonna see this, so we don't care about them. We don't care about them. Number one, number two, our community needs to be educated because we buy what we can afford.
absolutely.
However,
However,
however, we should prioritize. We should prioritize what's
what what
best for us,
what we need.
and and
Absolutely.
and a lot of people don't realize it that. But if we kind of shift some things around, we'll be able to afford what we need.
There's called layaway.
Well, let's. It can be
And
layaway.
it
It
can be
can be
layaway,
prioritizing. Yeah,
and put aside, because like
yeah,
I'm going to have to change websites, because the website that my e-commerce won't allow me to have a layaway plan. So I'm going to have to shift some things coming at the beginning of the year just to make that, like I told you, that working mom or that family oriented person or that single mom just something that they can afford. Something but like you said, we will prioritize what we want to,
Yeah,
and
we
we
can't
will
afford
get
them tennis shoes and them purses, but we can't afford that stuff. But we make a way to get it.
we make a way to get it, and
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like that's important to me. Like so, just not image, but the way that you present yourself speaks a lot about who you are. So
you're so
just
right.
try to just try to build it up. Just try to hold it.
You're right.
It's okay. I've always been taught when you stand up, hold your stomach in. And just get it together. It's
No,
okay.
you're
And
absolutely
sometimes we
right.
don't know, but sometimes a lot of women don't know that, and um it's not popular to have your measurements or know your measurements, but they will take you seriously when you walk into Neiman Marcus or Saks or anywhere else and you know your size. Even Lane
Absolutely.
Bryant, they wouldn't be able to tell you what size you need because I know that I need this 14 because my measurements. And you know that Lane Bryant, for instance, this is true to size. That's what I try to put on my website. Hey, this runs small. Hey, this is true to size. This
Yeah.
actual 14 may fit like an 18, but this 18 that says an 18, it may fit like a 14. So I try to be,
Wow. Two
um,
sizes down.
you won't believe. I've had
Wow.
models that's a 1X and they have to put on a 3X.
So since you bring that up, because
Mm-hmm.
okay, so you brought some valid points. Brought some valid
Mm-hmm.
points. So when we go into a store, department store,
Mm-hmm.
those guys are not even really trained. But I have to say it, they're trained just to sell you something. They're
Absolutely.
encouraged just to sell you something. So
Absolutely.
they may not be trained with fitting.
Mm-hmm.
They may not be trained with sizing. They may
Mm-hmm.
not be trained with anything how it looks good. They're trained to make the
Mm-hmm.
sale. That's their biggest
Absolutely.
concern.
Mm-hmm.
So when you speak about that of a young lady, and to the men out there, y'all not y'all in this as well. You need to know your size because all
Yes.
you don't want your clothes fitting hanging off of you, and you don't want your
Absolutely.
clothes fitting too tightly. But
Absolutely.
when you walk into a department store with your size in hand, your sizes in hand, and you say,
Mm-hmm.
"Hey, this is what I need. This is what I'm looking for." You like you said, people are going to take you more seriously
Mm-hmm.
because you've taken the time to check on yourself. So I like
That's
that.
right.
I
Yes,
love
sir.
that.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're talking about putting things on layaway, making things more affordable, you care, you really care
I do.
about people being able to afford your clothing, your
I
your,
do.
your products,
I do.
because there's a lot of business owners that are just in it for business. They're just in it to make money.
No.
So the reason why I bring that up, because I made mention to some people on a social media group. I said something along the lines of introducing yourself in social media when you
Mm-hmm.
meet someone. Let's say
Mm-hmm.
you and I meet, whether we meet through business, whether we meet through because I like something on your page and I
Right.
reach out to you, or even on LinkedIn. It's a more professional page.
Right.
How we should address each other and how we should actually come back to you and say, hey, listen, hey, this is you. This is why I reached out to you. I like this. I like that. And we move forward. A lot of people, because of this time in the pandemic, and I'm going to get to it, y'all, because of this time in the pandemic, we've taken social media um, we tried to hold on to social media as far as the privacy part. But
Mm.
for a long time, business owners have been using social media as a platform to operate business. Now, granted, yes, business pages, business groups, things like that, and taken away from your personal page. But
Right.
let's just be honest. You're going to meet a lot of people on your personal page that are going to turn into your customers.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
you expressing the need and the desire, the concern for people to be able to afford your product. I think
Absolutely.
that's really touching the community. I think that's really selfless. I do, and I commend you on that.
Thank
Um,
you.
because most business owners get into business just to make money, not understanding that if you treat people right, the money's gonna come.
Absolutely. And
The wealth and success is gonna come.
that's my focus. Like, it's bigger than KLoVeJ Gallery. It's a place. I want this to be a place where you can take off your shoes and just be able to be comfortable. Grab. That's why I always try to keep water or something, like sparkling cider, the little bottles of sparkling cider, just to try to, hey, offer them something to wind down and relax, and to for them to just be themselves outside of home. Something that they can afford. So, yeah, I may have a flash sale or things of that sort. And if you tell me, or we talk, and I'm like, okay, well, let's just do this and let's do that. I can mark this down to this. It's not. It's definitely about the money, because if I focus on the money, then I've already lost the money.
You already lost. You already
I've
lost. Yeah,
lost.
you
I've
lost the
already lost.
customer.
I cost my business.
You
I
lost your business.
lost
Yeah,
everything. My integrity. Everything is out the door. So it's bigger than that, and
yeah.
that's, and I know that God sees the sacrifice and the leap and the jump in everything that I do, and even with that woman, that young woman, older woman, or whatever, I it's bigger than just monetary. To me, it is.
Well, you know, like I
That's
said, the money will come. You know, God does not
absolutely.
give us a vision or an idea without giving us the ability to see it through. Um,
Absolutely.
there's some things that we need to readjust and reassess ourselves as far as being business owners, and one of them is that reminding ourselves that we are in service.
Absolutely.
We're supposed to be service anyway. So,
At all
uh,
times.
the
Hmm.
fact that you've taken this idea and you've taken it to the next level, you've taken it to the next century. What your family has actually started and you're continuing. That is called legacy. And I want everybody who's
Hmm.
listening right now, if you're just joining us this morning, my name is Eric McKinley. I'm the Director of Program Development on National Business Builders. We are hosting our Freedom Friday talk with Miss Kathyrn Elizabeth Williams out of St. Louis, Missouri, man. She talked
Yes.
about making her customers comfortable. I see that she's a little comfortable right now. You're relaxing now. You just it's smooth and flowing. Listen, let's talk about a recent let's talk about a recent accomplishment, something that's going on. Or can you talk about it? uh,
Absolutely.
about somebody actually offered to advertise your business. Let's talk about that.
Okay, so a recent accomplishment. Well, there's two
Go ahead.
things. Okay, so the first thing I do want to say is, I'm starting, my best friend and I, Teresa Del French, and I, and another young lady. Her name is Sylvia Watkins, who now from St. Louis, but she moved to Atlanta, Georgia, just not too long ago. We have launched Uniquely You, and that is geared towards young urban girls. Let me keep it at that. Young urban girls, and who have maybe been through some things, and some that may not. We're bringing the boutique, just not the boutique, but the debutante back. We're
Okay.
letting them know that it's okay to be themselves in a classy way, and to give them avenues to where maybe their community can't, or their situations may not allow. Let's just say that. So we're bringing that back. The COVID 19, the pandemic kind of halted everything. We were actually supposed, in November, was supposed to be our coming out date, when we were having our debutante
Yeah.
show from ages to 5 to 18. So we were starting that. So we're still in the works of that. That's one. And it's called Uniquely You. And the second thing, November 14th, we're having a small business vendor event with my best friend and Teresa Del French, and a friend and brother of mine, Anthony Freeman, who's been in the fashion industry and takes it by storm. He has a model agency himself. My best friend, Teresa Del French, we share this suite that I'm in now. She does shoes. And we are doing a small vendors event November 14th here in St. Louis, Missouri, from 12 to 6, and it's right here in our community. 20 It's at 27 North Oaks Plaza, St. Louis, Missouri, and it will be all types of vendor crafts. Um, Whatever you can think of, they will be there. Food, crafts, food, shoes, makeup, things of that sort. So we're definitely servicing our community, and that's something that we're excited about. And our team is called Fashionably Unapologetic. So that's what
Fashionably
I,
unapologetic. Y'all better
yes.
remember that. Fashionably unapologetic, and I love it. I love it. So that
Thank
you got a lot of
you.
stuff going on.
A
So
lot.
so so do you do this full time?
No, I wish, but I don't. No.
Okay. So how long have you been in business? How long have you
I
been in business?
I got my business license in October 2018, but I launched my first event. I said yes to everything. Like, I'm just leaping. I'm diving into it. That was on my birthday of last year, March 14th, 2019. So
Okay.
I've been in business since then.
Okay. And
Yes.
just so everyone else hears this, I need everyone else to know this. Having a business license, I want everyone to understand this. Having a business license is something that the government, the state and local agencies want you to have
Yeah.
for certain businesses. For certain
Mhm.
businesses,
Mhm.
it does not take a business license to be in business or to conduct business in a professional manner. I just want everyone to hear this.
Mhm.
There's certain different entities out there. You can be sole proprietor, you can be an LLC, a
Mhm.
single member, all types of things. So I
Mhm.
want y'all to understand something. Certain businesses, you want to be protected. Certain businesses, especially with yours, you're dealing with customers, so you want to make sure you have that business license, the LLC, the
Mhm.
limited liability, so on and so forth. But I want
Mhm.
everyone to know who's out there looking and interested in saying, hey, you know what? I want to get started in business, but I just don't have the money to start my business, my LLC. I don't have enough money to get my license. That should not stop you from getting started. There's things that you can do. So do your
Mhm.
research and see how you can work into the confines of what your business is, so you don't get into any legal issues or any legal trouble. And then once again, we make a priority what we think is a priority. So
That's
depending
right.
on what state you're in, the LLC doesn't cost that much.
It
It
doesn't.
doesn't. It doesn't cost that
Mm-mm.
much. I mean, just go without a couple of things for a couple of months, and you can get your stuff started just like that. And you can reach out to a young lady like this. And, whoa, are you okay?
Yes, my phone
Okay,
just fell over.
okay. Just but you can get in touch with this young lady, and I'm sure she'll be happy to give you a couple of tidbits of how she got started. You know,
Absolutely.
um, but just understand that don't let something as small as I don't have the funds right now stop you from operating in the format of business. So tell me about your business name. Where did you get that from? How did you come up with that name?
Kathyrn Loves Jesse Gallery.
Wow. Okay. All right. Okay. I love that.
Yes, and
I
his
love that.
vision, my husband, he cuts hair and he does hair, makes
Okay.
units, and so
Makes
um
units, meaning pieces.
wigs.
That's what
Yes,
I'm talking about. Yeah.
yes,
We
yes,
don't see that.
yeah.
Yeah, we don't see that. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Yeah.
Mr.
So
Jesse. We're gonna be talking to you really soon, sir.
yes,
That's what I'm
and
talking about.
yes, so he does that, and just bringing it together. Why not? We're one. So my our dreams together as one gallery, meaning that um it's outside of dresses. It's belts. It's a gallery. I think of like gallerias. When you think of a mall,
All
you think of
accessories and
all
yeah,
for one. Yeah, all in
that
one. Yeah.
I like that.
So.
I
Mhm.
like that. So, and it's great to see a couple. It's great to see a couple both in business together, because oftentimes, and we just got to be real.
Mhm.
A lot of times, couples, you have one that wants to be a business owner and be involved in the business, and you
Mhm.
have the other that that sometimes tends to talk negatively or talk down about that dream. Like I said, mentally, everybody's not ready to be a business owner, but
Right.
biblically, it's biblical.
Yeah.
You know, investing, business ownership, being the lender and not the borrower. How are you gonna be the lender and not the borrower, and you don't own anything? Y'all need to listen to what I'm saying. It's all about how we perceive things. So perception is very,
Absolutely.
very important. So
Absolutely.
I want and congratulations and kudos on you guys' accomplishments and your success so far.
Thank you.
I saw you make a Facebook post though about um being added to a black women's I don't know, it was something that I saw.
Directory. Yes.
Yeah, tell me
Yes.
about that. How did that
Okay.
happen? You got so much stuff going on, I know. How did that happen?
Okay. I can be real, correct?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So with our vendors event, I stepped outside of the box, and we have a lingerie vendor that will be there.
Okay.
So I talked to my partners, and I was like, "Hey, do we know any black pure romance vendors?"
Okay.
So I always think about stuff that makes sense to me to kind of like put it together. So my friend excuse me, my friend kind of put it out there, and we got a response. I then reach out to one of the ladies that were tagged in the post. So I was like, "Hey, you were tagged. Are you free this day? Are you free that day?" And so I'm thinking she's just person for pure romance. Maybe, she sells their products. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, cool. And she was like, well, no, I checked my schedule. I'm not, available. Whatever the next event, let me know. I'm on it. Blah. So I was like, okay, thank you so much. Can't wait to connect with you. See you in person at the next event. And she says, out of nowhere, she was like, well, I checked you out. I'm looking at your website. I even looked at your personal and your business page. And let me tell you something. I want to add you to, I am the executive director. I'm like, huh? And so I'm already thinking in my mind, like, oh, okay, I'm like, oh, she's a pure romance lady. Of course, I have all this stuff that I'm doing. So, of course, everybody else is doing
You're
other
not
stuff
the only
too.
one.
I'm
Yeah.
not the only one. I don't know what I was stuck on. But that's kind of how it happened. She was just like, I'm the executive director of the National Black Women's Directory. And she was like, give me a bio. I want your picture and your website. I'll pay for it. Your membership, I'm doing all of this for you. And then she kind of gave me a bit of a prophecy and told me, everything is going to fall in place. Don't worry about it. You're on your way. Your hard work is not, in vain, because sometimes I'm like, Lord, it happened for everybody else. Like, God, when is it going to happen for me? And that's just my real moment. And I knew what I had been praying about and talking to God about. And she just, even with you, the opportunity, it just blew me away, because I'm like, those private conversations, God literally makes it public, this situation here. And the lady that added me to the Black Women Directory in business. I'm just like, it blows me away every time. So, of course, to God be the glory for all of that.
You know what? I'll tell you something. Don't worry about what we doing over here, because see, our business, our business is huge on a smaller level. See,
Absolutely.
think about this, and
Mhm.
words are powerful. My wife just jumped on, man. Good morning, babe. Um,
Hi.
our business is huge on a smaller level, and we're using your platform to show the people who are just kind of in the background watching you.
Yes.
Come on. So this networking thing is phenomenal. And for
Yes, sir.
everyone who jumps on these calls, for everyone who sees the interviews, and for everyone who sees, the business owners, for everyone who sees, right? For everyone who sees, that's just another way to network to get you out there on a bigger level. So you're going to go back and hopefully we added some value to your life, and you're going to go back and
Absolutely.
people are going to see what you're doing. And, for the people who actually said, you know what, that little old thing, or, this not going to be, don't worry about all that. Because those other people are going to be asking you how you did it. They're going to be asking for advice. And eventually, what's going to happen is y'all's businesses are going to grow so big, so phenomenal, that we're going to be creating jobs for other people in our communities.
Absolutely.
What people don't understand is that everybody is not meant to be out front. And some people can handle the situation of being out front and being in the back and working. But right now you're working in your business. Pretty soon you'll be working on your business. And it's a phenomenal feeling when you're working on your business, because now you're actually directing things. And if y'all are looking, I got her website and her Facebook page, excuse me, scrolling across the bottom. I love this technology, man. I can just push a button. Once I figure stuff out, I can just push a button and I can just go ahead and go with it, man. This is a phenomenal opportunity. It is, man, for us to actually be able to host and see what you're doing. So I appreciate you, and I'm very excited to see what's going to be happening in the very near future. You never know who you're talking to.
Yes, sir.
You never know who you're talking to. God will make room for you at the top with your gift. Your gift is going to make room. So it's amazing that we have to be obedient. We cannot be lackadaisical. I saw someone post the other day. They said that we disrespect people when we are lazy. When we're lazy, and especially in our gift, and I'm gonna add a little bit to it. But when we're lazy in our gift, and people actually believe in us and trust in us, we disrespect those people. But most of all, we disrespect God when He gives us something, and we just go out there in the yard and we bury it like a bone.
Absolutely. My pastor just did a Thursday thought about that in Proverbs. He was just basically talking about laziness and how my husband was like re-listening to it this morning, and that is so crazy that you brought that up. And I'm getting ready, and I'm like, and he was just basically talking about how we get in our own way being lazy. We tie up our own hand when we have it like this, and God is literally trying to open it up just like this. And that is absolutely correct. Literally, what will I gain being lazy? What millions could I even try to potentially make if I won't have the ability to take the first step? I'm too lazy to just get out of bed, and I'm just getting out of bed at 12 and 1 o'clock.
Yeah,
And
yeah, you're absolutely right.
I know I have this whole business to run. I know that God is literally shaking me like, here, I have an idea. Here, and that idea and that shaking could be your breaking point. Could be I went to bed broke, and the next morning I wake up with millions.
Wow.
But I
And it
will
can
not
happen.
wake up. It can happen in moments.
Yeah, it can happen like that. You can wake up to your bank account being flooded from business that's being done, from deposits that are being made.
That's right.
And you make mention to that hand being tight like this. Well, just imagine somebody tight fisted like this can't be holding anything in their hands.
That's right.
They have nothing. You can't hold anything in your hand that tight.
That's right.
So whatever it is you think you have in your hand, God is trying to get you to open that hand so He can bless you with 100-fold.
Give, and it shall be given unto you.
Yep. Press down, shake it together.
Down.
Absolutely.
Yes.
A lot of people don't want to do that. A lot of people want to be the receiver first.
Oh no.
A lot of people want to. No. I'm just being real. A lot of people want to be a receiver first, and they don't realize He blesses the giver. Yeah,
He blesses the giver.
You'd be surprised. The more you give, it's really true. the more you're gonna have given back to you.
That's
And it's
right.
just gonna be, you ain't gonna be able to give it fast enough. If
Mm-hmm.
you're truly a giver from heart, you're not gonna
Mm-hmm.
be able to give it fast enough because it's gonna be overflowing.
That's right.
You definitely gonna need that salsa. You know what I'm saying? You definitely gonna need that salsa. You're gonna need a bucket, you know. Um,
Absolutely.
so let me ask you a couple more questions, and then
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna let you give some closing remarks because I see there's some people still jumping on. We got some people still jumping on, guys. If you're just jumping on, my name is Eric McKinley. We got Miss Kathyrn Elizabeth Williams. We interviewing, okay? We're interviewing her about her business. We're interviewing her about her journey with her and her husband, even though he's not physically on, he's online. And I found out some things about him. They're both uh, they're both joined business owners, but they
Mm-hmm.
also have businesses separately. And I think that's
Mm-hmm.
amazing because when we talk about giving back to a community, before you can give back to a community has to exist. That's another conversation for another time, which means we
Mm-hmm.
have to take back what was once ours that is no longer there. We have to actually build sometimes from what we have. And the work that you're doing with the youth, the work that you're doing with the women,
Mm-hmm.
and I truly believe that the women are the backbone of our society. They're the
Yes.
fabric of our families.
Mm-hmm.
Making a strong, secure, confident female
Mm-hmm.
is going to produce more confidence throughout our families.
Absolutely.
That's something I truly believe. That's nothing that I'm just making up. I feel like that because you got to understand that nurturing comes from that security, that strength,
Absolutely.
you know. And if someone cannot nurture, if they're not strong enough to nurture, then they're not gonna put anything good out. You know, they're not
That's
gonna put
right.
anything good out. Um, so you said that you have a regular job, and
Mm-hmm.
I hate to talk about jobs, you know, just me, you know, because that's not what we're here for. But you obviously have a job that is helping to support your business. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So how long have you been working your regular job?
I've been a pharmacy technician for 5 years.
For 5 years.
Yes.
And without answering this question,
Mm-hmm.
have you thought about your expiration date?
I have. I've given
Okay, you don't have
myself
to tell
one.
me. Okay, you don't have to tell me when, but
Yes.
I recommend that everyone who is serious about their business um, consider. You know, the first thing you want to make sure of is that you know your business is making at least twice as much that you're bringing in with your job. If not, suck it up.
Mm-hmm.
Suck it up. Continue to use that job to fund your dream.
Mm-hmm.
Too many times, people they dive straight in. They say, well, you know what? I'm just being faithful,
Mm-hmm.
but we're not being wise. God gives
Mm-hmm.
us the wisdom as well.
That's
So
right.
it may be uncomfortable to go and listen to those folks, but I'm telling you, you got to listen to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can use a strategy and maneuver that money, that finances to shift it back to your business, you're doing great. So I applaud you for that discipline because I know it's challenging. I know
Uh,
it's challenging getting up and having to do that. The last thing I want to do is how long you and your husband been married? Y'all
five
like
years.
newlyweds. Y'all still
Yes.
newlyweds,
We
man.
still are.
So y'all, but it's amazing though because you guys are young in marriage and y'all are a young couple
Mm-hmm.
and
That's
y'all are
right.
young business owners
Yes.
and y'all young and doing it together.
Yes. My
Not just
husband,
the
he's an
yeah.
amazing, I have to put a plug here. He
Go
is one
ahead.
of my favorite songwriters. Y'all remember the name Jesse D. Williams.
Okay.
Y'all remember
All right.
nothing else. He has
Go ahead.
he has
Talk
written
about it.
okay. He
Talk
has
about it.
written he has written amazing songs for Ricky Dillard, for people that are in
I know
church.
Ricky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. The I've Got the Victory. My husband wrote that. The and then he's just hitting the Billboard church with Minister Patrick Lundy with one of his songs, Waymaker. And so that's another hit. And then in Atlanta, my brother and friend Kevin Lemons, he has wrote two songs on his second project. So yeah,
Yeah, I'm definitely
he's
gonna have to have Mr. Williams come on
Jesse
and
is an
talk about
amazing songwriter.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to have Mr. Williams come on now. You sitting there commenting, sir. I see you still commenting. You're gonna have to come on, man, because I don't have a lot of males. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of males to come on the calls. For whatever reason, I got a couple of ideas why they don't, but I'm gonna keep that one to
He
myself.
would love to be
But
on.
for whatever reason, but that's amazing because first of all, exercising in all your gifts because we're multi-talented, multi-faceted people,
Yes.
and we can do several things. We have done
Yes.
several things. We are creators, so kudos to you, sir. And I'd love to have him come, and I'd love to have y'all both come back and talk about business as couples.
Absolutely.
This is an amazing opportunity. My wife and I, we've only been in business for about 5 years.
Okay.
But we've been approved for about 19 years. So be 20 years in March that we've been married, and we've been together for about 22, almost 23 years. So just understand that a marriage is a business, y'all.
Yes.
Y'all out there listening, marriage is a business. And if you can't get through that, then it's gonna be some issues. So anyway, let me get off of that. But listen, we're coming to the top of the hour, and I don't wanna disrupt anybody's time, but I'd like to ask you if you could to give me some closing remarks to anybody out there who is looking to start a business, somebody who is kind of on the fence, somebody who has a vision, or may even think, you know what, it's just not me, or it's just not my time. What words of encouragement would you have for them?
Something that I do live by. I'm going to start with a quote.
Absolutely.
I really don't have like a favorite quote because I find many inspirations in anything that I read, or I can get confirmation from something that I look at. But that is simple. Philippians 4:13. Period.
Uh,
I live by Philippians 4:13. And if this don't help you, I don't know what to say. It simply says, I can do all
oh,
things through Christ, which strengthens me. Emphasis on I can do all. That it's that simple. You have to believe in yourself first. Steve Harvey, I was looking at a show, one of his shows that he said, and he was just basically telling us to just leap. If you have that business, that vision, take the first step, and God will take the second with you. Take it. Don't be lazy. Don't hold your fist up. Open it up. Give, and it shall be given. So if you're giving in your communities, that's a business. Start it. A non-for-profit. Start it. If you feel like me and my husband were talking about starting a stand and leaving it somewhere to where we put diapers, wipes, and uh, non-perishable items in, and so anybody can come in there and grab it that's in need. That's a business. Start it. A non-for-profit. Start it. Whatever you think that is small, start it. Gotta make it big. Sometimes, but what if it's not meant for it to be big? That's perfectly fine. Work it. Work it. Do the work, and God will do the rest.
that's you're gonna see that again. Do the work and God will do the rest. Let me write this down, man. Because you gonna see this again. I'm gonna give you a shout out on it. All right. No, seriously, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you allowing me to share some of your time. I appreciate your husband allowing us to, all be in one accord and get on the conversation and
Thank
talk
you.
about it. I look forward to you and seeing you
Yes,
and your
sir.
husband do some wonderful things, and look forward to having you guys back. If
Yes.
you have just got on here, y'all missed it. That means y'all got to watch the replay, man. Had a phenomenal conversation with Miss Kathyrn Elizabeth Williams. She is the owner of KLoVeJ Gallery. Now I know what it means. Now I
Yes.
know what it means, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. Do the work, and God will do
Yes.
the rest, man. I love that.
Thank
Listen,
you.
We do this every Friday, y'all. Every Friday. Now, sometimes, I have a little hiccup with the guests and I have to get on here and talk. And I hope I don't bore y'all too much, but we're getting value nonetheless. But every Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're getting on here talking business with NBB. This is our Friday edition. Miss Kathyrn Elizabeth Williams. Thank you once again for coming
Thank
on and
you.
sharing some time. She's been a
Thank you.
phenomenal guest, man, a phenomenal guest. And listen, I want you, as you see her page, her web page, go across the screen. I'm actually going to put it in the comments as well. I want you to look at her website. Look at it, okay? Before you say, I'm not going to do this, just look at it, okay? You'd be surprised what you actually are going to see. I am going to be having some guests that we started this thing with, and I want to have you and your husband come back. I enjoyed your time. I enjoyed your conversation, and I
Thank
definitely
you.
enjoyed your story. Hey, listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is Eric McKinley, and we're going to be signing off. Like I always say, when you know better, that's when you have the ability to do better, and the only knowledge that's powerful is properly applied knowledge. I'll see y'all at the top because
Yes,
there's too
sir.
many people struggling at the bottom.
Yes, sir.
Peace.